All right, welcome everybody to the PCDC Motorsports ACC League. I will be your director and commentary for today. My name is Senna Stoffmail. And before we get into the action here, let's take a look at the track we have in front of us today. So today we're at Circuit Zandvoort in the Netherlands. So very close to the home here, as I live in Belgium, but we have quite a bit of Dutch drivers in the field. So a lot of homegrown racers, you could say, today on the field. The track is obviously in Zandvoort itself in the Netherlands. It is 15 turns. It has 15 turns, sorry, and is 4.307 kilometers long and 4.252 miles long. So a small thing to note here in ACC, we are not running the most recent layout of this track because like most racing fans will know, um, the track was resurfaced and a couple of turns were altered for F1. So the most recent track features a lot of very banked turns, I think 2 or 3 of them. But that is not this version. So we have the slightly longer version here today. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the newer track is about 50 meters or so smaller, I believe, or shorter. So yeah, we have the slightly older version here. Let's take a look at the race format as well. So obviously we are doing the GT4 class today here at Zandvoort. We have 110 minutes warm up. That is coming to the close now. Our drivers will be getting their driver's briefing. Then we will have the first qualifying session. So 10 minutes long of qualifying. It's not a lot of time. At Zandvoort, it is all right because Zandvoort is a shorter track. So it is all right around here. But still, not a lot of time for the drivers to get their times in. Then we will have the first race. That will be 25 minutes. So a short sprint race. Right after that race, we'll head back into qualifying 2. So anyone that might have had a poor first qualifying session might be able to redeem themselves after they got into a bit of a rhythm through race 1. And then we'll head straight into race 2. So again, if anyone had a bad race 1, they can still make up some points in race 2 here today, because obviously the points will be taken an average from, so combined and taken an average from both races. So not all is lost if you have one poor race, so to say. Before we head into qualifying as well, let's take a quick look here at the calendar. So we are around 4, just past the halfway mark here at Zandvoort. Then we'll have 2 more races, so we still have to go to the Nürburgring and then to the Hungaroring. So we run bi-weekly races here, of course, with the GT3s. So yeah, there's always at least 1 week in between one of these races. But Nürburgring and Hungaroring, both of them, Nürburgring is kind of a good benchmark track. It's has a bit of everything, and then Hungaroring obviously very tight and twisty, so very similar to Zandvoort. One more thing before we go into qualifying, we'll take a look at the championship standings. So at the front right now we have Marcus Lawrence with 535 points. Then right behind him we have Joshua Layson, and then Arnsman and Taylor in 3rd and 4th. So they're matched up in points, 450 for both of them. Wansink in 5th with 438, which I expect Wansink to be pretty solid here at the track today, a track that really favors the KTM, so be good to see what he can pull out today. And Ruben van den Heuning in 6th, Ryan Daniels in 7th, Dijkstra in 8th, Erbrich in 9th, and very notable here, Andrew Harvey in 10th with 235 points, being our first AM driver to feature in the standings, so very nicely done from him this season in the GT4 class. And right behind him we have Peter Parnell, and then Domi Persson with 199 points in 12th. Then Max van Laar in 13th, Mats Linem Andersen in 14th, Eddie Phillips in 15th, Chris Thornton in 16th. In 17th, we have Turnberg. In 18th, we have Pettit. 19th, we have De Boer. 20th, we have Fonseca. 21st, we have Rowley. Duploy in 22nd. 23rd, we have Ikonen. And Daryl Hill in 24th with 96 points. Then we'll move over one more, which in 25th will be Christian Venter with 91 points. Then Erdmann in 26th, the Knecht in 27th, Gomez in 28th, and Nijhoff in 29th. And that will round off the standings. And with that being said, we should be able to get right into qualifying as I see the cars are leaving the pit. So we'll head straight into there. Let's see who we can follow out here. Here, look here, Thomas Arnsman maybe as the cameraman is trying his best to catch up here. So not all the camera angles here at Zandvoort are the best because it is such a tight track at times. It is sometimes hard to get a good camera angle, but Arnsman here on his outlap has a couple of cars in front of him. And it will be interesting to see who can put in a benchmark here today. So you can see here our drivers coming towards those last two turns. It is still, in this layout of the track, it's still technically two turns. In the most recent version, the F1 version, this last turn is actually considered as one, so the track in real life at the moment features 14 turns instead of 15 that we have in the game here. So Thomas Arnman gets on his lap as Genetic comes out the pit. Hopefully he will not get hindered too much. 24 cars at the moment, so a nice turnout here today for the GT4 race. And it will be plenty of drivers here for the short 25-minute races we have here today. But Thomas Armstrong looking pretty clean now, flashing his lights to the drivers in front, hoping he gets out of the way. Which he should do here, hopefully. So Hila getting out of the way there, good job from him. And Armstrong can continue on his lap. And now we're just waiting for the first times to come in. Again, there's already 3 minutes gone here. And there's not a lap that has been put in yet. Again, our drivers will only get a couple of laps here to set their best time, which should perhaps bring a couple of surprises here and there. So Arnsman here, coming up to the last two turns. Nice bit of riding over the curb there, and then into the slightly banked corner. That is gonna lead him onto the start-finish straight. Runs a bit wide there. Hopefully that hasn't invalidated his lap. But with that being said, a lot of times coming in here, Arnsman with a 44.1, which puts him on provisional pole for now. One sync also comes in there as the laps start streaming in. Layson in second at the moment with a 45.0. But Arnsman, so far so good for him. He has really put in a very, very decent lap there. Another look here. Another one of our drivers, Lee Taylor here. He's coming around the track, and he's actually not doing too bad. I don't think, not sure, but I don't think the Audi fits this track very much. I think it struggles a bit on braking. But then again, maybe with the way the car is balanced, it could do good here. I'm not quite sure on how the GT4 cars perform. Arnsman still in the lead there. Notable here as well, Mats Lina Andersen is also looking very decent here today. Obviously, he grabbed second place off of qualifying the GT3s last week. And for some reason, he had a weird bug. I think it was due to him switching out from Wi-Fi to Ethernet while he was connected to the server. And for some reason, the server didn't pick up his car driving around. Well, it did, but none of the other drivers could see him, so he had a lot of issues that way. And One Sync now, with a good improvement there, is going to return once more to the pit, load up a fresh set of tires, and try to get out there again. But Arnsman with a 44.0 now, and One Sync about 4/10 behind with a 44.5. So yeah, Arnsman really looking strong here. One else struggling a little bit here, Marcus Lawrence in the first McLaren here. So obviously, I did predict a little bit that the McLaren here wouldn't be the best. McLaren struggles a lot on the brakes, isn't the fastest through the corners. The biggest strength it has is its top speed. And obviously on a track like Zandvoort, it won't be able to use that advantage at all. So yeah, it is expected to see the McLaren struggle here a little bit. Cars like the KTM, the Alpine maybe should do a bit better. Ginettas as well, they have a good shot. But Marcus Lawrence looking at a fairly decent improvement here, about 4/10 up. A look here at Max van Laar as well. Coming into the what I guess we could call the back straight. Very short one, but or maybe I guess the one leading up to the chicane is more of the back straight. Wow. Van Laar here heading through that last turn, about 4/10 up, so might hop up a single place here. As one of our newer drivers, Bernberg, is doing fairly well here, up in 9th. So he's in the M class together with Jaakko Ikonen here in the Alpine. Very good job also. Oh, someone that has also joined here that I didn't see yet is Vincent Erbrich in the Porsche. So he's put himself up in the second place there. I think Vincent has not had the best of times so far in the GT4s. With a bit of misfortune being caught up in incidents in the first couple of races, so not too far down the order in the championship standings, but he's not where he's normally at. We'll say it like that. What else improving here? Colin Nijhoff. He had a very decent improvement here. We'll see where that moves him up, but I believe it will be 17th for Nijhoff if this lap is valid. There we go, 17th for Nijhoff with a 46.4. Very well done from him. If there's any other improvements coming in, Joshua Layson. Decent here as he comes through the chicane. About 3/10 up at the moment. If he gains a little bit more, that could see him moved up into 4th position with a minute to go here in qualifying. So anyone that starts a lap now will be on their last lap. The last chance for our drivers to get a solid lap in, but it does seem track is pretty hot today, 36 degrees, so it's gonna be tricky for our drivers here because I imagine the tires are heating up quite a bit here. It won't be quite as grippy as some of the lower temperatures, or slippery. Layson there runs a bit wide. That might actually ruin his last chance. Be an improvement. Filmy person in the Porsche. Ends up at the moment fairly well, but I do want to look here at Eddie Phillips as he is at the moment 6/10 up. in the BMW, so surprised to see so little BMWs, to be honest. Thought they'd be a more liked car. Eddie Phillips coming out of the last turn here. 6/10 up still. 7/10, so very good entry. Or exit out of the corner, I should say, sorry. But that won't improve his position, I'm afraid. So that will put him 4 seconds off the leader. What else that is improving? Marcus Lawrence here. Albeit very marginal. 1/10 up at the moment. Actually, ooh, as he comes through the chicane there, he's actually going to lose. He was about 4/10 up, but loses everything through the chicane there, so I think that'll see him out. And nothing much changing at the front, so no one really managing to put any better times in here at the front. See here if anyone else improves. Driver that might improve here is Darrell Hill. Gets a bit of a tail slapper out of the hairpin there. And again, heads into that long sweeping right-hander towards the line. He had about 2/10 of an improvement. That actually loses a lot there on the exit, so a bit of a shame. And actually everyone has completed their laps, it seems like, so yeah, with that being said, Thomas Arnsman will claim pole. It's been a while since he's managed that. Vincent Erbeck right behind, and then third we have Jordan Wunsink. That being said, we are going to have a small break here. So there'll be about 5 minutes. So drivers can have a quick toilet break or grab a drink or something like that. And that being said, I am going to take a short break as well, and we will be right back with you. Alright, welcome back everybody, as we are preparing for the first race here in the PCDC ACC GT4 League. I'm gonna give you a full grid rundown here, as we are close to starting the race here. So obviously in first place here today, Thomas Arendsman, very nicely done, grabs pole position. Right next to him will be Vincent Erbrich heading into turn 1. Then in third, Jordan Wansink in the KTM. Good job from him. Also, Layson in fourth with the Porsche as the cameraman. Again, is trying to catch up. In fifth, we have Mats Lidem Andersson. Very nicely done from him as well. The Porsche is doing really well here today. Lee Taylor in sixth there in the Audi. Marcus Lawrence in seventh in the McLaren. Then we have Masachila in the Ginetta in 8th, Ruben van der Hulling in 9th, Max van Laar in 10th, Ikonen in 11th in the Alpine, one of the, if not the only Alpine I think in the series, so props to him. Matthias Sternberg in 12th, Henry O'Regan in 13th, one of our newcomers I think for today, Ryan Daniels in 14th, in 15th we have Sasha Ripple. In 16th we have Domi Persson. 17th Colin Neyhoff. 18th Peter Parnell in the McLaren. 19th another McLaren of Sebastian Erdmann. Andrew Harvey in 20th in the Camaro. Daryl Hill in 21st. Chris Thornton in 22nd. Excuse me. Eddie Phillips in 23rd. And to round off the grid, we have Miguel Fonseca in the BMW. So let's head back towards the front here, as we are already, of course, at the last turn here of Zandvoort. Zandvoort, a very short track, and the field bunching up now. So it will be interesting to see how it lines up. Again, the cameras here at Zandvoort not the best, so I will have to excuse myself if I miss something here today. But we will try to get as much action in as we can. So as they run down to the lights there, they're waiting for those green lights to pop on. See here. So, green light. And we're off for round 4 of the PCDC ACC GT4 League, heading into turn 1. Thomas Arendsman seems to have lost out there to Vincent Erbrich, if I'm not mistaken. So not too much. I hear a bit of emotion through the back there. Seems though that everyone is getting through turn 1 fairly cleanly there, so good job from everyone. And for now, let's head back to the front here, as they are in single file now. So the order right now is Vincent Erbrich with Thomas Arendsman behind, and Layson has moved up into 3rd, so very well done from him. And then Wansink right behind. So very close here. 3 Porsches at the front. So Porsche doing very well here today. Thomas Arendsman already trying to put the pressure onto Vincent Erbrich here. Again, only 25 minutes to get something done, but Thomas Arendsman is on the outside now of Vincent Erbrich. Vincent gives the room as Arendsman tries to go on the outside, but will not do so. Maybe he'll get a better exit and try something into the chicane. It's not going to work out for him. Vincent has to go defensive, though, as they go side by side there. Which will make it that Layson and Wansink behind can catch up. So Arendsman really putting the pressure on Vincent here, as we can see behind there. Take a look a bit further back. Actually, I do want to see what happens into turn 1 here. Doesn't seem like Arendsman has a run right now. That won't be an issue. Meanwhile, Jordan Wansink here under pressure from Mats Lidem Andersson. KTM obviously struggles on the straightaway, but in Zandvoort there is quite a bit of respite for Wansink here, as the car can make up a lot of time through the corners here. Not a lot of straight, so he will hold on for now. Take a look a bit further back here. Jaakko Ikonen in 11th at the moment. Doing a very good job in the Alpine. As Ryan Daniels right behind him. Field is spread out a little bit here, very much a one-line track here at Zandvoort. Yeah, Ikonen doing a good job. Take a bit of a look further back. Sasha Ripple, sorry. Has Domi Person behind him. Bit of a fight going on here between Peter Parnell and Eddie Phillips. As Peter Parnell sneaks up the inside, and then another car there, I think of Andrew Harvey also sneaking up the inside of Phillips. And now he's actually under attack here from Chris Thornton as well. As Thornton tries, has a bit of a better line out of that turn, heading into the chicane here, but not close enough to try anything, I think. Ooh, bit of a late move there from Daryl Hill. That was a bit optimistic, I think, but Thornton does a great job of getting out of the way there. Maybe a bit of an overzealous move there from Daryl Hill. But yeah, Jordan Wansink here again is under attack, and man, is it hard in that KTM to defend people off. He really wants to create a bit of distance here in that well, sector 2 and 3, I guess, of mainly sector 2 through the mid sector. Wants to create a bit of space in between him and the Porsche behind, because he doesn't want to be battling throughout the race here. And that will just make him lose all chances of getting towards the front. But Mats Leenum Anderson really pushing hard here. As we'll go on board for a second here with Mats. You can see though the KTM retains a lot more speed through the corners. Yeah, Porsche a bit less so, but obviously the Porsche has a lot more grunt on the straight than the KTM. But Jordan now doing a pretty good job here, creating some space and maybe getting a bit more into his rhythm now. So yeah, he should have enough clearance here to fend off that Porsche. You see a bit of a train forming here. So Lee Taylor here at the front with Marcus Lawrence and Ruben van den Hudding behind. Not really a train, but seems like they're closing up. So everyone following nice in line. Chris Thornton here battling with Miguel Fonseca as they go side by side into the turn 14 here and then into turn 15. Round that long right-hander heading onto the start-finish straight, and Thornton will have to concede that position. BMW pretty good on the straight. Not quite sure how the Mercedes does. Daryl Hill runs a bit wide here, has, who is that, O'Regan behind him, I think. O'Regan, one of the newcomers, he, pretty sure I know who he is in Discord, and I'm pretty sure he just trying to get some racing experience, pretty new to sim racing. But doing a good job so far. It doesn't seem like he's been involved in any big incidents, so running his race pretty much. Meanwhile here, Mats Leenum Anderson under attack from Lee Taylor. Marcus Lawrence right behind with Ruben van den Hudding behind him. So Mats making a little bit of a mistake, it seems. Is now dropping off at the back of Jordan. And this will compromise him with 3 cars right behind him here. But Mats does seem to get a bit of distance here towards the from the Audi of Taylor through that last sector. Again, Zandvoort, very difficult to overtake. Ideally, you want to, on nearly every corner, you want to have the inside line, because there's not much chance on outside lines on this track. Because of how the camber is laid out on this track. Head into the hairpin. Oh, Mats makes a big mistake onto the grass. Does a good job of not rejoining onto the track though, but that does mean he loses out 3 positions, and it only seemed a matter of time. So Mats will drop back to 8th position, while Lee Taylor moves up into 5th, Lawrence into 6th, and Van Hudding into 7th. Meanwhile, at the front, still a massive battle here between Arnsman and Airbrick, as Arnsman isn't ready to give up this fight. Does really want to stick it in there. Right behind them there, you see Joshua Layson. He's running a bit on his own here. At the moment, does have a podium position. So with 15 minutes to go, or 16, sorry. Has a good chance of picking up a podium position here. All he needs to do is drive cleanly and make sure that KTM of Jordan Wunsing behind him doesn't catch up. Let's see here. Also a little train here behind Ryan Daniels, Masichila, and Jaakko Ikonen. Actually, Ikonen trying a move there. Seems on Masic. Seemed like Masic got a slightly better run onto the straight here compared to Ikonen. Yeah, you see that there. Draws quite a bit of a gap there to Ikonen. But the Ginetta and Alpine fighting away, and seem like very similar cars in terms of what kind of speeds they take through corners and just their general overall speed on tracks. Even though they're shaped very differently. And all that might soon be happening here is between Sebastian Erdmann, Sasha Ruppel, and Domi Persson, as they're all drawing closer together here. But again, Zandvoort, one of those tracks where you're really kind of waiting for the person in front of you to make a mistake. As Erdmann does there, gets a very poor run out of that last turn, but does well to hold on, runs a bit wide there. Domi Persson here, trying to sneak up onto the outside of the two of them. Nothing so far. Domi again, trying to get a bit of a better view in front of him by moving slightly offline. And Peter Parnell there, right behind Domi Persson as well, and we have Andrew Harvey as well catching up. Harvey not had the best of times by looking at the scratches on the side of his car there. We'll hear Layson. Now, last lap for Layson was a 44.8. The KTM of Jordan Wunsing behind was a 44.88. So Layson slightly faster at the moment than Wunsing, which will be good for him. Only 13 minutes left for him to get this podium. But meanwhile, at the front here, we have Vincent Airbrick, who is now very much under fire from Arnsman, as Arnsman almost makes a big mistake there. Seems like he misjudged a little bit there how close he was to Airbrick and how much closing speed he had. Arnsman really putting the pressure here on Airbrick, and they're almost exactly the same on pace. I think Arnsman is actually a bit faster, but again, it is insanely tricky to overtake on this track unless you have a very, very good run. But if someone knows how to defend around this track, you're gonna have near to no chances to actually overtake. You can see there, Arnsman right on the back of Airbrick there. And let's see if he can get a better run there. Oh, drops off quite a bit on the straight here. Oh, but Airbrick also runs onto the grass. Doesn't seem to hinder him too much. Good job now. Like you heard there, we are at the halfway mark. So, the race is settling in a bit more here, but it does seem like, you know, the cars of Layson and Wansink here, once Vincent and Arnsman start fighting here a little bit, maybe they won't just yet, but if they do, there's two cars very close behind to pick up the pieces, so to say. But our little fight here going on. Lee Taylor, Marcus Lawrence, and Ruben van den Hudding still going at it. Can see though how much Lawrence is struggling in the McLaren here. Very heavy car compared to some of the other GT4 cars, and I know I think it is the BMW that's one of the fastest cars on the straight in the GT4 class, together with the McLaren, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, again, not getting too many moves at the moment. Everyone just trying to get around the track here, as it is very much a Monaco without the barriers. Further back here we have Daryl Hill. I know Regan's still going at it. Or Regan can get a good run on the straight here, perhaps. Does seem to do quite a good exit there. Let's see if he can capitalize here. He definitely got a better run there. Let's see if he can try anything. Doesn't seem like he's close enough here. Nope. We'll have to hold on a bit longer. So interesting to see here the two drivers taking a different line. Hill taking a tighter line, making full use of the camber. Regan trying to hook it in a bit more. Initially going wide and then trying to get a good exit. So very different driving styles we're seeing here. And back towards the front here. Oh, air brake with a big mistake, which is going to allow Arnsman to nearly pull alongside. But, yeah, that's going to mean air brake, his tires are dirty, and now Arnsman is right onto the back of him. Let's see here. I don't think the straight is just... it's not long enough for Arnsman, is it? If he tries a move here... Ooh, air brake is going to close the corner here, but Arnsman gets a better run out of there. But air brake doing a good job defensively at the moment, but he is struggling as Arnsman nearly runs into the back of him. Very close racing here at the moment. And this fight does seem to be going on until the end. You can see in the background there Joshua Layson is slowly catching up to these guys. Only about a about a 2-second gap. So if any of these guys in front makes a mistake, Layson will be there to pick up the pieces, and Wansink will be very close behind. But again, Arnsman, just, you can see how much he's closing up through the corners here. And he's just looking for that opportunity. Get a better view here through the middle sector. Everything doing just enough to stay in front, but it does seem Arnsman is a tiny bit faster here. Our fight here going on between Lawrence and Van den Hudding, but Van den Hudding not being able to capitalize just yet. Ooh, Van den Hudding gets a good run though, but the McLaren will pull out ahead. And here we are again, Vincent Erbrich and Arnsman still going at it. 7.5 minutes to go here at Zandvoort for race 1. And Arnsman with a really good run. He's gonna try on the inside here. Very nicely done there. Has the inside for that hairpin. Very nicely done by Thomas Arnsman there. Does a good job sticking his nose up the inside and keeping it around the outside. Gets the inside very critically. Gets the inside for that hairpin. And that is going to see him up into P1. Let's see if he can hold on now from Vincent Erbrich. But I do think Arnsman has the pace here. It was looking like it for a long time. It does seem like Arnsman has the pace here to just build up that gap now. You can just see Vincent Erbrich does seem to be pushing quite a lot here to keep up. And I think his pace is dropping off, and Arnsman just keeping it very neat and tidy. Vincent now struggling as Layson right onto the back of him. Maybe even Layson can take a bit of advantage here as these guys were battling. Yeah, Layson now right onto the back here of Vincent Erbrich. Another little battle going on here. Ryan Daniels with Matsuchila battling for that top 10 position. Ooh, Matsuchila around the outside. Very nicely done. Daniels will try to cut back. Masic tries to close the corner, but yeah, that's I think Masic there trying to close up the corner a bit too late there. I think Ryan was still alongside, but that after the race, what happened there? Closest battle on track right now is these two guys. But Masic does seem to have a lot more corner speed than Ryan here at the moment. Ooh, does seem like Marcus Lawrence made a little bit of a mistake there. Let's see if we can perhaps get a bit of a replay there. So coming out of turn 1, seems like Lawrence already compromised his line. Is gonna edge just ahead there of Ruben. Runs a bit wide onto the grass. And then just with the dirt on the tires is gonna run way too deep into that second hairpin. And Ruben is gonna pull in front there, so very nicely done. Oh. Okay, that is interesting here. Can we get another replay? Oh, a bit too late. Seems like Marcus Lawrence has spun out here for some reason. I'm not quite sure. He has retired to the pit now. I'm sorry. This is a replay, so I can't skip back to the race right away. But not sure what happened there. Maybe we'll ask after the race what happened to Marcus there. And so good now. Vincent Erbrich now under attack from Layson. And Thomas Arnsman doing a very good job here, creating a little bit of space between him and Erbrich. It does now seem very likely that he's gonna pick up this first win here in race 1. But yeah, Marcus Lawrence retiring to the pit, which is weird. We have Kalle Nijhoff here making a move onto Jaakko Ikonen for P12. Just missed that one, but oh, Ikonen actually coming back on the inside. Nijhoff gives him the space, and side by side out of that corner, but Nijhoff will pull ahead. You see here, middle sector, Ikonen closing right up to the back of Nijhoff here. Gonna try it around the inside again. Ooh, bit of a tap there. Was unintentional, but Ikonen is gonna give that position back. Very good to see the sportsmanship there between Ikonen and Nijhoff. That's what we like to see here in a PCDC. That is our main concern. Making sure that everyone races cleanly and fairly. That battle peters out for now. Back towards the front though. Thomas Arnsman now has about a second gap to Vincent Erbrich. And it seems like the gaps are spread out about equally between Vincent Erbrich and Leysen now. So with about a minute and a half to go. There will be one more lap after this. But it does seem it is fairly likely that the top three is going to end up in the positions they are at now. So, something to remember from this race is the very nice battling there between Arnsman and Erbrich, and Arnsman coming out on top after initially starting on pole, but Erbrich getting a way better start to his race. Ooh, but Erbrich with a big mistake there. Runs a bit wide. Which again will allow Leysen to come a bit closer. With one lap to go, you think Vincent will be able to hold on here. Yeah, third place here, Joshua Leysen. Very good job from him. Has been driving his laps, hasn't really fought too much. But seems like his race has kind of petered out now, and is going to remain this way, unless Erbrich, of course, makes a big mistake in front of him. Meanwhile here, Matthias Sternberg with Hila behind, and Hila has now gotten past Ryan Daniels. Hila right onto the back of that Camaro. Ooh, bit of a tap there from Hila. And Ryan Daniels will actually capitalize from that contact, as I'll now head to the inside. So yeah, a bit of a shame for Matic and Sternberg there, as that small little contact there is gonna both cost them a position. Battle here going on now. Oh, I must have missed this one, but Jordan Wansink here back dropped off massively up into P12 now. Well, there must have been an incident somewhere that I missed between maybe he had an incident on his own or with another car, I'm not sure. Let's head back here. As we're coming out of the last corner here, Thomas Arnsman is going to pick up the first victory here for today. So race 1 is going to be for Thomas Arnsman. Very happy indeed. Look at that. Vincent Erbrich comes across the line second. Very nice podium position there for Joshua Leysen. Fourth across the line is Lee Taylor. Van den Hudding right behind there. That's Liam Anderson as well. Then Max van Laar up into 7th. So very nice race for him as well. Second in the silver class. Ryan Daniels there across with Matthias Sternberg and Matic Hila right behind him. And Kellen Nijhoff across the line in 11th. Just outside the top 10 there. But also one of the newer drivers. Jordan Wansink, bit of a drop off from him, with Domi Persson right in front in 12th, Jordan in 13th, Ikonen 14th, Erdmann 15th, Daryl Hill in 16th, O'Regan in 17th, Ashar Ripple in 18th, Eddie Phillips in 19th, 20th now Andrew Harvey. Ooh, seems to have had a bad time here as there's a lot of damage on the front of that car. but brings it home in 20th. And, ooh, looks like very similar damage here for Chris as he comes around the last turn here with Miguel Fonseca right behind him. Those three cars, the last three cars, all having very similar damage, so I'm not sure if they were all involved in the same incident. And then two retirements, unfortunately, Marcus Lawrence and Peter Parnell for this race. So again, Thomas Arnsman picks up the win, very nicely fought over first there with Vincent in second, and Joshua Layson with a very deserved P3 for race 1. Okay, so we will take a very short break again, another 5 or so minute break to give our drivers the chance to get a small beverage or have a small toilet break, and then we'll head into qualifying 2 for race 2. So make sure to stick around, and we will be back in about 5 or so minutes. See you then. Alright, welcome back everybody to the PCDC ACC GT4 League. I'm currently looking at Lee Taylor here. The qualifying session is in full swing. 7 minutes to go, so most of the drivers on their first flying lap. And we'll just follow Lee Taylor around here to see what he can pull out of the bag. And I'm hoping after that maybe we can get an onboard lap in with Thomas Arnsman. See, just see how he does this track and enjoy the engine sounds a little bit. Lee Taylor is gonna put the first lap in here, I believe. See where he puts himself. A 44.5, which was half a second off of the first qualifying session, I believe. Thomas Arnsman still warm, getting his tires up to pressure, so we'll take a short onboard lap here. And this will be no commentary, and just the driver Arnsman and the car. Here we go. So that was a lap on board there with the previous race winner, Thomas Arnsman. And puts in a very similar lap to qualifying one, which I think he did a 44.0 if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so very nicely done from him. Meanwhile here, Marcus Lawrence, we've got a bit of an update what happened to him, and apparently one of his cats bumped off his VR sensor mid-race, so hence why he was just parked up in the gravel trap, not moving. So yeah, very unfortunate for Marcus there. But yeah, two cats myself, and they can be little bastards sometimes. But yeah, they don't mean it that way. At least mine don't. I know there's some ones that do mean it, but so yeah, Marcus Lawrence will be looking for a bit of redemption this race, I assume. And looking pretty solid here so far. About 2/10 up on his time. His best time so far was a 44.5. Is going to lose a bit on the exit now. And it's actually going to lose most of it now through that last corner. About 1/10 up. Let's see if that moves him up into fourth. Yep, barely by about half a tenth. He's going to put himself in front of Taylor. Here, Vincent Erbrich also on a flying lap. trying to improve here. Already half a second up here for Vincent, so he can keep this lap together. He might see an improvement here. That might hop him over Arnsman. It's going to be difficult. Track conditions haven't changed. If you look in the top right there, it's still bright and sunny weather here in the Netherlands. The temperature of the track still at a 36 degrees. The only thing that has changed is that there's no wind this race, or this qualifying session. During the race there was about 2 to 3 kilometers an hour of wind, but wind will be no factor here in this one. So Airbag coming around the last corner here. It does look like he hooked up this lap very cleanly. He's going to lose a little bit of time though out of the last corner. Let's see. Going to be very close. Ooh, pips Arnsman by 0.02 of a second. That is insanely close there. With about 1 minute to go. 1 minute and 10 seconds. That is mighty close there at the front. Andy Phillips now, looking at a pretty decent improvement, is already a second up now, which will, if he keeps this up, this can move him up into around that 15th position area. Follow him around for a little bit here in one of the BMWs. Only 3 BMWs on the grid, I believe. Looking at a very good improvement, and towards the end of the session again, not a lot of drivers improving here towards the front of the field, hence why we can keep a lookout for some drivers further up the grid here. As Eddie comes out of that last turn, he's going to see a significant improvement here as he comes across the line up into 17th, a 46.3. So you can see the waiting time has now started. Means anyone on a lap right now will be their last. Ryan Daniels here, looking at a pretty decent improvement, about 0.4 up, but he is going to go off track, so that will invalidate his lap, unfortunately. I believe. Let's see if the game counts his lap here. Oh, it does, so that didn't invalidate his lap. That's pretty curious, but it won't move him up a position. As another driver, oh, Colin Nayhoff, just as I switch on to him there, we can see him going off track. He was actually looking pretty good there with about half a second improvement. But unfortunately, that will have invalidated his lap. Okay, so one of the only drivers we might see improve here, Joshua Leeson. Nope, he's going to call it quits, so no improvement for him. But again, a solid read there. Thomas Arnsman doesn't manage to improve his lap, so that means he will start side by side with Vincent Erbich. Looking further down the grid, no one is really improving. The only person tries to get a better lap in here, but is just gonna take a rest there against the barriers. And that will round off our qualifying. So, yeah, Vincent Erbich takes pole for this one. And Thomas Arnsman will line up beside him. And in third, this time around, will be Joshua Leeson. Pretty similar how the first race ended. We're going to start the second race. So once again, I will have to disappoint you guys with a small break here. Let's see here. Yep, it's going to be another 5 minutes. So we'll take again a 5-minute break. We'll have a second full grid rundown, and we'll head into the second race, which is sure to give us some entertainment there. As we saw there, the front 3-4 cars were only, I mean, they were less than half a second apart. So should be again some good close racing, and we will see you in a little bit again. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to the PCDC ACC GT4 League for race 2 here today. And as the race is almost getting started, we're going to give you the full grid rundown. So this time around, Vincent Erberg manages to snatch pole position from Thomas Arensman in second. And right behind them will be Joshua Layson. Very proud of his Welsh colors, which always feature on his cars. And then fourth we have Ruben van den Hudding in the BMW, very nice from him. Masi Chila this time around as well, managing to qualify very well in the Ginetta, up into fifth. And we'll see Marcus Lars up into sixth. Lee Taylor in seventh. Jordan Wansink in eighth. So not that good of a qualifying session this time around. Mats Leenam Andersen in ninth. As the cameraman catches up, Jaakko Ikonen in 10th. In the Alpine, Max van Laar 11th, Daryl Hill in 12th, Alan Nijhoff in 13th, Ryan Daniels in 14th, Asha Ripple in 15th, Peter Parnell in 16th, Eddie Phillips in 17th, Erdmann in 18th with a very nice crisp looking McLaren there with the neon color there. Line it off, Matthias Sternberg in 19th in the Camaro, Domi Person in 20th, Andrew Harvey in 21st there, Henry O'Regan in 22nd, Miguel Fonseca in 23rd, and this time around to round off the grid, I should say, in 24th we have Chris Thornton. So as we're coming towards the end of the lap here, we are gonna see the field starting to bunch up here, getting ready for that launch. And looks like Vincent Erberg really trying to warm up those brakes to get a good run into turn one and outbrake his opponents. That is quite controversial, though, stating that if you look at the bottom right, his team name is We Brake for Nobody, so it goes against his team name. But the grid is lined up as we'll be heading into turn one, waiting for the green light. And green light for race 2 of the PCDC ACC GT4 League here at Zandvoort, going into turn 1. We do see Arensman there getting a very good run around the outside, but Erberg will manage to stay ahead with the camber there. Layson still in third. Peter Parnell here in the middle of the grid, in the middle of the pack, trying to get through here. As it's very close here in the midfield. Man, I wouldn't want to be one of those cars. Right there, everyone running closely side by. Ooh, someone pulled off there. I think what happened there? Seems like Jordan Wansink had a bit of an issue there. I don't know what happened. Let's see if we can get a replay going. Again, sometimes a little bit of a delay on the replay because we are running custom skins. So, okay, so Jordan. Oh wow. So, yeah, on the exit of the second hairpin there, he just gives it a little bit too much and hits the grass on the outside, which makes him get a big slap of oversteer and, you know, lets him head straight into the barrier there. So very unfortunate for him. So we can get back to the action here soon as the replay comes to an end. There we go. So the top three here, top three Porsches running very closely together as Arensman and Layson are looking hungry behind Vincent. We're heading into turn one. Is Arensman gonna try something here? No, he will think better of it. But Layson again, looking very hungry as well, right behind Arensman as well. But you might wonder here, what is Layson gonna do? Is he gonna try and fight with Arensman here, or is he gonna give Arensman the room and the space to fight with the leader and maybe try and get through that way? Obviously with the Opportunities like this, Layson might be looking to get through, but it is, you do lose a lot of time on a track like Zandvoort fighting with each other. We have Masic Hila here. Seems to have gotten off to a poor start, not terrible, but poor, because he was up into 5th, so dropped down 1 position. Marcus Lawrence has taken that position over. Sasha Ripple here as well, with Domi Person behind him. Then Peter Parnell behind them. Ripple here, definitely getting a bit of pressure from Domi Person, but Domi not quite managing to get past just yet. But definitely a bit of a train forming now behind Sasha here. As it is a bit of a free-for-all here in the mid-pack. With another car here of Jordan Wansink, so has a lot of damage here, but still trying to make up that time. It will be tough for him to get through that midfield here. So Vincent Erbich now managed to pull about a 2nd gap to Arnsman and Layson. Obviously, again, I don't quite know if Arnsman is pulling up Layson at the moment, but Layson is, if he gets the opportunity, is gonna need to be very decisive here because they don't want to lose any time to the leader in front either. And again, Ruben van den Hudding and Marcus Lawrence will be very hungry to pick up any of the pieces that fall on the ground. So Masic here, doing his best to catch back up to Marcus in front of him. Does seem like he's managing to do that. As he's putting in a very solid lap here, he's going to dip into the 44s. Taylor now behind, also speeding up quite a bit. It's going to put in a 44 as well, 44.7, which is actually faster than Marcus Lawrence in front, but slower than Masic Hila. So yeah, Hila tiny bit faster than Marcus, and Lee Taylor also a bit faster than Marcus. Look here, Thornburg side by side into turn 1 with Wansink. Wansink is trying to make his way through the field now. He's now side by side with Thornburg. He heads side by side. Oof. Small bit of contact, but no harm done. As Wansink will just edge ahead there. Out of turn 3, I believe that is. Yeah, Wansink now starting to gain a lot of time, obviously. Very short races here, so he won't get back up to the front, but at least he's going to try to salvage as much as he can here today. And we did talk about it because I didn't stream the last GT4 race, and Jordan Wansink actually won that race. And yeah, he blamed me being the cause, so he told me not to stream so that he could pick up another win. And obviously I have put the commentator's curse on him. Me streaming here today has made him lose a lot of positions. Ooh, as someone goes off there in the back, I think, was that Miguel Fonseca? It does seem so. Goes off there. Peter Parnell has now dropped off. 22nd position, sorry. Not quite sure what happened to Henry O'Regan here. And one of the newcomers trying to get some experience under his belt, but not having the best of times here in race 2. They did perfectly fine in race 1, but have had a bit of an incident here in race 2, which made him fall back. So back towards the front here, Thomas Arnsman. Now in a very similar position, it seems, to Vincent Erich in the first race this time around. Oh, actually, I haven't picked this up. Ooh, can we get a replay of this? I want to be quick, but not sure. Oh, yep, we can get a few here. Oh, Vincent actually running wide there. That long right-hander, which allows Arnsman to come through. So big mistake from Vincent Erich, very unlike him. And that'll actually move Arnsman back up into P1. So very surprising there. Good thing that we picked that up on the replay because, yeah, I almost didn't pick it up. But yeah, very nicely done from Arnsman. Again, only takes a single mistake from the car in front. Ooh, Vincent coming into the pit now. Not sure what happened there. Is he gonna call it quits? Does seem like it. Maybe mechanical issues. Maybe just not feeling it today. But I'm sure we'll hear about him later. That he is just gonna pull into the pits. So another car pulling into the pits there is Henry O'Regan. So yeah, Henry had quite a big gap there and it's just gonna pull in. Airbag is coming out of the pit now again though, so not sure what happened to him. But meanwhile, that means Thomas Arnsman is now our leader once again for race 2, and Joshua Layson up into second. Layson does now have Ruben van den Hudding right behind him. Gonna be tricky to keep behind. Then we have Marcus Lawrence here. So far, no cat-related issues, as he has Masic right behind him. Obviously, big difference between these two cars. McLaren very strong on the straight, suffers a bit on in the corners and on the brakes, but the Ginetta being quite the opposite, so quite poor on the straights, but very, very nicely through the corners, very, very high speeds through the corners compared to some of the other cars. But yeah, it just lacks a bit of that top end. Ooh, Masic there with a big moment. As you saw it there in the background, I think he somewhat salvaged that, as we can, if we can get a bit of a look. But yeah, just hits the grass on the inside, has a massive slide, as I think he tries to avoid Lee Taylor there, but you know, fairly well done actually keeping it on a track there. That was not so simple. The camber definitely helped him a little bit there, but yeah, very well done from Masic keeping it in there. But that does mean he has now lost 2 positions, as he's right onto the back of Mats Andersen now. You would think after such a big slide he'd be struggling on those tires now, but doesn't seem to have any immediate effect on him at the moment. About halfway through the race here, we're gonna hear that call out in about 10 seconds. And once again, Arnsman in the lead, Layson in second now, so improving one position so far from his first race, but he'll surely be hungry for that win as well. Ruben van den Hudding rounding off the podium as of this moment. Kalanehov just inside the top 10 with Ryan Daniels right behind him. Ryan Daniels looking very close on that rear bumper, gets a good exit there. As Kala goes slightly defensive to keep Ryan behind. Runs a bit wide though, but does get a good exit. Daryl Hill, I think one of the bigger movers here. Domi Person right behind Daryl Hill here. I think he started around that 20th position and is up into P12, so definitely one of the biggest movers, I think, from race 2 here. Okay, big change up here. Joshua Layson into P1. I'm trying to pull up the replay here. Yeah, Arnsman with a big mistake and is actually gonna allow Layson through. So Layson up into P1 at the moment with Ruben van den Hudding right behind him and Marcus Lawrence in third. So this will be the opportunity for Layson here to pick up the win today. Shame for Thomas Arnsman there. Was looking really strong as we hope to be going back to the race here. There we go. So Joshua Layson into P1 with 10 minutes to go. Let's see if he can hold on here, but he's doing a very good job so far. And if I'm not mistaken, this might, if he does manage to hold on, that might be his first win in the GT4 class, just like it was Thomas Arnsman's first win in race 1. But Van den Hudding still looking hungry behind Layson, so he can't, Layson can't hold off for a single moment here. Has to keep pushing, keep digging, try to keep that BMW behind. So heading into turn 1 there, Ruben just trying to show his nose a little bit there. But that won't put off Layson at the moment. Further down the grid here, Ryan Daniels still fighting with Kalanehov. As they head into turn 1 here, it seems like Ryan Daniels has a bit more pace than Kala. They're going at it, and a battle here between Domi Person and Jordan Wansink as well, as Jordan is gonna jump up the inside. I think Domi not too fussed about conceding that position there, so no real fight put up. And Wansink now back up into 12th position, so I'd be looking to get towards that Jordan, I mean, then might be looking to maybe try and get up into that top 10 after that heavy damage he suffered. And a good job on that recovery drive. Bit of a battle that we might pay some attention to here soon is actually Erdmann, Arnell, and Harvey. Parnell is looking to close up to Erdmann. So Peter Parnell there behind Erdmann, not quite getting the runs or the corner exits that he needs. Challenge Erdmann there. Vincent Ehrlich now on his recovery drive. Not quite sure what happened to him during the race, but I'm sure he'll let us know afterwards. Bit of a close fight here as well. Lee Taylor and Mats Lindholm Andersen, less than half a second between these two, fighting for P5. And Lee Taylor, of course, in that very heavy Audi. Doesn't do very well on the brakes, but, you know, he's managing well. Going back to the front, though, Joshua Layson now building a small gap. Out a second in front of Ruben. So very well done. You can see it there. Very prominent gap now in such a short race. So has a little bit of room now to work with, and he is locking in faster laps at the moment. Let's see what he does here. Comes across the line. Let's compare laps here. So does a 45.0 while Ruben van den Hudding does a 45.4, so 4/10 quicker. Last lap for Josh Layson. Very nicely done for him. And he is doing a very solid job here. 5 minutes to go for Josh to pick up this win. Ellen Ehoff here now under fire from Jordan Wansink. Jordan Wansink just caught up to the back of him. You know, to give perspective, Neyhoff is in the silver class, so realistically he's not fighting with Wansink. Obviously, our silver drivers and AM drivers are free to fight with pro drivers. They're just not... The pro drivers have pretty much everything to lose because they're in the overall standing, while our silver drivers and AM drivers still have the separate standings, so they have a silver standings and AM standings to fight for, while the pros just fight for that overall one where everyone competes in. But Kala holding on for now, but Wansink looking hungry to pass. As Wansink tries up the inside here, Neyhoff does give the space as they'll run side by side. Maybe a bit of a bump here. Looks like Jordan is going to try a cutback here. Gets a very good run out of the corner, but just doesn't get the edge there to try and make that move. But you can just see how much more braking or entry speed the KTM can carry there. But then again, it does lose out a lot on the straight, as you can see there by the gap created by the Porsche. But you can just see in the corners how much that KTM closes up. But you can see now, as we switch to the back of Neyhoff here, you'll see how much he'll start the gap here on the straight. There you go. But that is the biggest difference there. The KTM doesn't have the legs on the straight. But he is gonna show his nose here, Wansink. Now we see Domi Person there running a bit wide in the background. Bit of a fight further back here, up into turn 1. Peter Parnell going up on the inside of, well, I think that's Andrew Harvey with a slight tap though, no love lost. And that'll put Peter Parnell up into 15th. And Sebastian Erdmann then right behind, fighting with Vincent Erbrich. So Erbrich still trying to make his way up these positions, but obviously doesn't have a lot left to fight for here. So I think he's gonna think better of it. He is gonna trap the inside. Ooh, that is very close there. Bit of door rubbing, but they make it through cleanly. Erdmann now under attack a little bit of Matthias Turnberg as well. But manages to hold on so far. Now Lee Taylor here still has Mats Liam Anderson behind him, but that gap seems to be very similar. And as we take a look towards the front here, Joshua Layson is now streaking away with it completely. Has about a 2-second gap to Ruben van den Hudding, and is slowly extending that. So yeah, one more lap after this, and Layson will have that win in the bag, which would be very good for the standings. But yeah, doing a fine job here today. Fight's not over. A bit further back though, we now have the train here, Peter Parnell, Andrew Harvey, and Vincent Erbrich. I think Harvey decides to let Vincent through. Not mistaken. Oh, a bit of door banging. Doesn't seem like he's letting him through. But you know, that is something that is bound to happen a little bit here in the GT4s. Bit of door banging doesn't hurt anyone. Except when it actually does. Yeah, Peter Parnell now trying to hold on to that 15th position, but it will be very tough to hold off someone like Vincent. Vincent is a lot faster, of course. There's a bit of a fight here for second position between Thomas Arendsman and Ruben van den Hudding, which will definitely solidify Josh's position here. They're fighting for third. Ruben van den Hudding trying to hold on to second here, but really has to cover every corner now. It's a good run though out of turn 3. Seeing that at the moment he is a little bit faster through this middle sector. I think Vincent Erbrich had a little bit of a mistake somewhere, maybe, perhaps? No? Oh, I'm not... They haven't finished yet, have they? It's the last lap. I don't think they actually finished, but oh well. Joshua Layson now though, on the last lap here. I don't think some of our drivers understood that it was white flag for the leader. They still had to complete a lap, I'm pretty sure, because the leader hasn't finished yet. So Joshua Layson though, very deserved here. Is gonna come across the line with a significant gap here. There we go, flashing the lights, very happy, of course. Ruben van den Hudding and Thomas Arendsman running very close, but it is going to be Ruben edging out that second position with Thomas Arendsman in third. Then Marcus Lawrence, Lee Taylor in fifth, Liam Anderson in sixth. Jaakko Ikkonen, very good job there in the Alpine, 7th place, with Max Handlar right behind him. Then we have Masichila in 9th. So a very, very nice job from him. To round off the top 10, we have Ryan Daniels with Jordan Wansink right behind there. Then we have Kalaneov in 12th, Domi Person in 13th, and Daryl Hill in 14th. Now coming out of that last corner as well, we have Andrew Harvey, Bastian Erdmann, and Turnberg. finishing very closely together. And we have Eddie Phillips here coming across the line in 18th with Sasha Ripple right behind him. We have Miguel Fonseca in 20th, and a couple of cars that have retired to the pits. Which, yeah, again, I don't know if Erbrich and Parnell were aware that they weren't on the last lap yet, but sure we'll hear something about that. And there we go, 20th position for Fonseca there, and that will see everyone finish the race. That being said, Joshua Layson now on his cooldown lap. First though, I want to get the winner of the first race in here, which will be Armsman, and then hopefully I can get Josh in here as well for an interview. So let's see if anyone is available on Discord here. Let's see, we have Josh there. I can see him in Discord. Let's see if Arnsman Thomas is gonna show up in the Discord. But for now, we'll I guess we can pull in the winner of the second race here as he pulls in the pit box. We'll let him do that. And then we can get that interview in. But thank you everyone for watching already. Been a good couple of races here. Very, very tight racing. Also at the front, it was been good seeing a lot of battling going on there. And see now. So Layson has pulled into the pit. Let's see if I can pull him in here. Hello, hello, Josh.
Hello.
So, very good result there in race 2, and, well, race 1 as well, of course, with that podium.
Yeah, yeah. It feels like a bit of redemption from last week, I think. Obviously, getting pole last week in the GT3 league and getting disconnected is quite disheartening, but yeah, it was really good. Managed to keep up with the Arnsman and Vincent in the first race and sort of just found a lot of pace, and yeah, the car was amazing. I gotta say, it was yeah, but my first ever PCDC win, so yeah, over the moon.
Yeah, of course, and yeah, like you said, it did really seem like in race 2 you kind of came into your own and you found that extra little bit you needed to edge out the opposition there, so that was really nicely done.
Yeah, I actually I said to Raz, obviously Raz before the race, I said, oh, I've got Van den Hudden behind me, who's always seems to keep the pressure on at all times, but managed to sort of fend that off. And once I started gapping away, then it was just, just getting into the stride and just keep pushing. But yeah, it was awesome. I've probably the most consistent drive I've ever had. I know it's only 15 laps, 25 minutes, but everything went right. Obviously, bit of fortune with Aronsman obviously spinning, and Vincent didn't put enough fuel in his car, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm over the moon. But yeah, I just want to say a shout out to the TVGS guys. They've all been in the chat, I believe. Husky.
Yeah, they've been going at it. They've been
yeah,
full blown supporting you. So
yeah, they can definitely stay on the car because since they've been on there, good things are happening. So
yeah, definitely. And well, again, very much a very big congratulations for me for that first win in our league, and let's hope there's more to follow, eh?
Yep, let's hope so. I don't know where that puts me in the championship standings, but I was second coming into this, so
Yeah,
I think we may have closed the gap on Lawrence. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think it might be very close between you two now, but I'm not quite sure about the standings. But I guess we'll see next time around.
Yep, definitely.
So yeah, very nicely done, and we'll see you for the next one.
Yep, thank you. Cheers.
There we go. That was our race winner of race 2 there, Josh Layson, and obviously got that third position in race 1. So very good results from him. Let's see, is there anyone else here that we can get in? Vincent is streaming a little bit, so I won't pull him in. Let's see if I can actually get Arnsman in here. Let's see, wants to maybe do a little bit of an interview. We'll give it about a minute, and if not, we'll just close it off here. But once again, thanks you all for tuning in. In the meanwhile, you can check out some of our partners here. I'll mention them already before I close the stream here. So Grid Finder in the bottom left there, you can see the icon Grid Finder. Good service there. They have a website which allows you to filter racing leagues. Obviously, preferably you would be looking for our leagues, but you can sort there by platform, by which sim you want to race, and even you can even select the days you want to race on. So they do a very good job of getting everyone in the cars they want to race and at the times they want to race. So yeah, definitely check them out. PCDC.simstrata.com is our website. This does mean we work together with Simstrata. You can see in the top right there. They make sure our servers are up to scratch and our website is functioning nicely. So big thanks to them. It does seem that Thomas isn't around at the moment, so is there anyone else that we can pull in here? See, I don't think so. So yeah, it's been a good race, it's been good tight racing. I thank you all for watching, and we will see you the next time. Let me just quickly pull up the calendar again for the next GT4 race. I think we have a GT3 race next week. Let's take a quick look here at the calendar. Where is it? Here it is. So yeah, the next race is gonna be in 2 weeks at the Nürburgring. So yeah, let's hope we see everyone back then. And that being said, I've been Sent a Stuff Mail. It's been a pleasure directing the stream today and giving commentary. Yeah, we will see you next time. Goodbye.